Hi, everyone. My name is Janelle. I'm one of the academic advisors with the Career Adult Diploma Program with Keystone, and I'm here to take you on a little field trip of Wrigley Field, the home of the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs are my all-time favorite baseball team. I love baseball, and it's the very first real MLB game and first time at Wrigley Park that I've ever been to this past May. I was so excited to be there. We showed up about 2.5 hours early so that I could experience the whole thing. And one of the things that they do is before the game starts, these guys go out there with this huge long hose and water down all the dirt. It was really cool to watch them. It took all of these guys walking around in very specific pattern to get all of that watered down and ready to go for the field. Then the players started to come out. It was so exciting for me to get to see some of the players up close. Pretty much all I got to see were the pitchers and the catcher because they came out from right underneath where we were sitting. But I did get to see, you can see at the top of my picture there, well, you can see Cubby in the top right. He's the mascot wearing the #1 jersey and has the legs of a bear. And then next to him were some of the players that were getting ready to stretch and get ready for the game. It was very exciting. Here's a view from the outside at Gallagher Way, just one of the sides of Wrigley Field. One of the cool things about Wrigley Field is just the historicness of it, and the area all around it is really completely devoted to the Chicago Cubs. They have a huge area outside where you get to hang out. Lots of picture taking opportunities out there, and sometimes even opportunities to meet some of the players. Not for me that time, but it's okay. I still had a great time. When you're out here in the outside Gallagher Way, they have some statues that are some of the biggest Hall of Famers in Cubs history. So I did take a picture of a few of them, and I wanted to share some of my favorite ones. So this is sweet swinging Billy Williams. Billy Williams was just a huge player for the Cubs and a fantastic hitter. He batted over 290 for 18 seasons, which is huge, and he hit 426 home runs. He hit 20 or more homers in 13 straight seasons. That's a big deal, not especially in early 60s, which is when he was playing. He was the 1961 National League Rookie of the Year and the 1972 National League batting champion with a .333 average. He held the National League record for consecutive games played with 1,117. So every team plays 162 games every year, and he played 1,117 in a row. So that's pretty crazy, pretty amazing, if you ask me. Really very awesome. The next one that I have here is Ron Santo. He was a third baseman with the Cubs for 14 years. He was an all-star player. Every year, baseball players from all the different teams are picked to make an all-star team. It's a really big honor and incredible feat to make it. He was an all-star 9 times. He won 5 Golden Gloves. Think of a Golden Glove as a Golden Globe, except that it's for fielders, so that's a big deal. And he hit 342 home runs in his career. The biggest thing about Ron Santo is that he fought diabetes throughout his career as a baseball player and on through the rest of his life. And he actually raised over $60 million for juvenile diabetes while he was playing and after. The next one is Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. A lot of you, if you know anything about the Cubs, you've probably heard about Ernie Banks. He is probably one of our, as you can see on the plank, adored by millions for his enthusiasm and positive attitude. Ernie's famous catchphrase exemplifies his love of the game. Let's play too. He just really loved to play ball. In his career, he hit 512 home runs with more than 40 in a season 5 times. So 5 seasons, he had more than 40 home runs. That's huge. He recorded 5 Grand Slams in 1955. He was the first player to be elected as National League Most Valuable Player 2 successive years in a row, in 58 and 59. He led the league in home runs and runs batted in twice. Once he established the records for the most homers in a season by a shortstop, and he has records for the fewest errors, best fielding average, and best fielding average by a shortstop in 1959. So pretty awesome. And then the last one here, we have Ferguson Jenkins, known as Fergie. Fergie was one of our famous pitchers. He pitched over 300, he had over 3,000 strikeouts, which is amazing. And he averaged ERA, which is earned run average, of 3.34, which is really good. And he was a Cy Young winner in 1971. So walking around out there and seeing all these guys, it was super cool to get to look at these statues and kind of remember and think about what it was like. And it made me think about some of my favorite Cubs players of all time, which is still, I won't share that with you right now, but I certainly have some favorites that are current and past Cub players because I've loved them my whole life. So to wrap it up, here I am standing outside at the end of the game. As you can see, we lost 9-0 to the Cincinnati Reds that day, but I still had a great time. Definitely would have loved to see them win, but you know what? I still had a fantastic time. I would encourage anyone who loves baseball, especially the Chicago Cubs, to go out there and check out Wrigley Field in Chicago. Hope you guys enjoyed the field trip. Bye-bye.